Hi, everyone. It is Miss Polly. Thank you for tuning in today. So, as you guys can see, I have done some fabulous things to my hair, and we are back in the business. Um, Obviously, been just working hard, everybody. Hello, King Dreams. Nice to see you. This is obviously just a starter today. Um, because I'll be going live twice. I'm gonna go live a little bit right now, and then I'll be on Black TV in about 30 minutes, and we're going to be kind of discussing relationships and things like that. So I am a guest on there. So if you guys like to tune in later, you definitely can. Today, since we're in a time crunch, we're going to talk about exclusivity. This is a really big thing. I think a lot of people uh, really don't think about it. Even if you're monogamous, it's something that a lot of people just kind of breeze by on. And I think it's something. Is it still making a popping noise? Hope not. But a lot of people, if it is, let me know. But yeah, a lot of people do have um an issue with separating the relationships between their friends and their lovers, especially in poly. And even if you're monogamous, it is something that you should be mindful of uh, when you're dating. A lot of people don't realize they don't have a line. Okay, a lot of people don't realize they don't have a line between friends and lovers. And what happens is a lot of times uh, these people will be in relationships and make other people feel jealousy is one big thing. Jealousy is a big thing because they're giving access to themselves to regular people who aren't committing to them in any fashion. So that's one thing. When you're poly or not poly, you want to be mindful of is that you don't want to be um, giving access, especially as a woman, giving access to everyone and anyone because that's not your whole purpose. You do want to make your partners feel like there's a real special bond that you have, and you also want them to know that there are certain things you won't do. Hey, did Phil, that you won't do and won't interact with other people in the same fashion. So, what you want to do is you want to be able to make lines, talk about those separations, be able to separate the two and everything. So one of the things that I do personally would be something where it comes to like cooking. One thing I really only do now, I used to do it more, but one thing I do now is like cooking. Like I don't cook any gentleman just random food. Now I do exclude ladies from this because sometimes you have friends over. So, but if it is my partners, I will cook for them. Make meals, do those things for them. But if it's a friend or a guy who I just met or something like that, I'll avoid cooking anything and give it to them because being able to access some of those homey things for me is a privilege that my partner should only be able to experience. And so giving them that access is special. So I don't give that to just regular men or whatever. So that's an example of that. When it comes to interaction, like we said, it doesn't matter if it's poly or not, but exclusivity is really important. I think more to men necessarily than women. Women say they like exclusivity, but women also like when their man is um desirable. Correct. So if you have a partner who's desirable, yes. But I think what turns women into the monsters is that even if someone pursues their men, that yeah, they want them, but their men don't um react to it. So it's like, okay, so a woman comes over to you and says, hi, it's wonderful to see that people want my man. I don't want my man to be able to show them that there's access that he will give them. And so I think that's where that little bit of difference is there. But for men having anyone really have a lot of access to their woman is something, I don't like that. So, so you want to be able to if you're monogamous, of course, if you're monogamous, you want to have a very clear division on what is allowed for other people to even interact with you. Like I've heard people say, "Oh, I have a friend who's a guy." So a lot of guys don't even want you to do that. But if you have a guy friend and he's trying to call you at 10, 11 o'clock at night, that's a no go. You know what I'm saying? That's a no go. That's giving him access to you in a time where he shouldn't have access to you. Um, I've even seen some women go to the point where they're like, if I'm in a dinner with my boyfriend, or if I'm, having some, a conversation, like I don't answer the phone to other people, especially showing that prioritization or priority, that this person is a priority. Now, I mean, not saying, oh, hey, I'll call you back, but like, get on the phones or have a full blown conversation. Um, it is disrespectful. And I just to be honest, because, like you said, men value time a lot differently than women. Women are more with, oh yeah, I want to spend the time with you and all that. But men, that's equivalent to money. So if you are spending a lot of time with someone, as a man, removing yourself from your purpose, removing yourself from other things that you could be doing that could be progressing your life and all that, is kind of taking a hit. So as a woman, if you have that attention from a gentleman, or he's giving you that time, or he's putting in energy, I find it just respectful to make sure that you don't let others interrupt that time, especially if they're not in that same category um as your partner. So like, okay, so that's one thing. Now, when it comes to poly, I do switch back and forth. When it comes to poly, uh, it's still that. It's still to that degree. If I'm with a partner, acknowledgement is worthy. So if I'm in the car, sometimes I won't answer the phone, depending on if I know that, hey, I may need to call back, or I'll text. I won't actually get on the actual phone. I'll say, I'll call you right back, or let me take a moment and answer the phone and let them know, hey, I'm just, having a conversation. Is it okay if I call you back? I think that is something that should be done. It's showing that, you are available, the access is given. But it's also a time for you to use those priority skills and prioritizing more situations than necessarily anything. So it depends on the situation. Like I have had way back when one of my partners called, and I was with another one, and he called and I did answer the phone, and I asked what was going on, and he told me his mother had just passed. So that took priority at that moment, when I was just kind of like watching a movie or something. So that was something that I prioritized myself and said, okay, well, hey, I still let my partner know, hey, well, what, his parents passed, and he'd like to have a conversation with me. And obviously there wasn't any issue with that. So prioritizing and making sure you're giving access to yourself and your time to your partners is really important, and making sure uh you have the skill set, because I think some people don't know how to prioritize situations um in their lives. So you have to know also that if one person calls you and they're kind of just wanting to shoot the shit, and another one calling you because they had a promotion. I mean, okay, I understand everybody wants to talk to you, but obviously you may want to prioritize that depending on the situation. So you have to know your partners, know what's important to them, and figure out you know which one you're gonna have that conversation with. Sorry. So it definitely is something you have to think about when you're poly, um, and if you are monogamous, prioritizing your time, making sure that those special moments are important to you. So exclusivity does not only mean your time. Okay, everyone. Yeah, we know time, whatever, whatever. But also prioritizing events, special things, birthdays, visits, um, prioritizing the interactions, making sure the access you're giving. to certain people. Um, Making sure those lines are very, very clear between those friends. Like I said, that's a big thing. And I want to go back to monogamy on this because I wanted to talk to the girls real quick because I don't want time crunch. But there are a lot of women who will put even their friends before their partners and before their boyfriends. And what they'll do is, Jenny calls, they're watching a movie. Jenny calls, and the first thing they do is they answer the phone, and then Jenny starts telling them about her boyfriend and their issue, and they just start chitter chattering. And you in the middle of a movie with your man who hasn't seen you in a couple hours or would like to spend time with you. So now you have you have basically made it seem as if that person is taking priority over the person who's in your life. And not saying your friend's story is not great, but knowing how to tell your friend, hey, that's cool. I know you wanted to, maybe you're having a breakdown, whatever. I'm not sure. Okay. But, first off, you might want to, I mean, if you feel that that's real serious, which it usually never is that real, but you could say, hey, you know what? She's having a problem. She's having a breakdown. Let me have this conversation. But women will do that with a person who's had multiple breakups. I mean, she breaks up with this man every week, and now she calls you in the middle of a movie you're watching with your boyfriend who just came over and seen you all week, and you're prioritizing that, over that time, and that's where the line has to be drawn, and making sure they feel that they're important over those other people who aren't committing to you in that fashion. So it's really important to do that. Now, I know we talk about exclusivity again. So we want to get kind of head back that way. So now being exclusive in poly, I do believe that each person in this world is very, very special and unique. And so when you talk about giving particular time, particular um, you know, energy or anything like that, you definitely want to make each special interaction really mean something and be intimate when it comes to those times because you're learning the person and you want that intimacy to be really wonderful. And so what you want to do is when you're in those moments, make them special. And being able to be a gatekeeper to your secrets and your relationship is really important. So if one of my partners was to tell me something that happened to him at work or whatever, and I'm not talking about general stuff they probably tell everybody. But let's say they tell me something that bad happened, that is something that a conversation that we share and that I don't share with other partners. Because if they wanted those other people to know, they would have that conversation. Now that doesn't mean everyone's the same. Some of my partners are very okay with the other partner knowing what's going on. Depending on the thing. And this is where just having common sense. Now I won't even say because some people think common sense is not the same as mine, right? Let's be honest. So I think just being able to read the situation, practice these things. So, if one of your partners is real sensitive about or very private person, and they don't really like telling you anything. If you see they don't ever tell anybody crap that goes on with them, and something happens to them, even if it's good or bad, and then you go telling everyone that, to me, that is showing that you don't you know respect the privacy, because just because they're happy and tell you all these wonderful things does not mean they share that same information with the masses or just even people. Those are private times that are with you, and that's what makes it very exclusive when you two are together privately. And that goes down to even dating couples, because I've dated a couple, and who conversations I've had with one don't necessarily have to go to the other just because they're married or whatnot. That relationship that we have built is our relationship. And if there's been times that, like, hey, you mentioned, oh, this person's in the room, we're on speaker, that's cool, we're all open. But there are certain conversations I like to have with you alone. So that is valid, and you should be able to have those moments with your partner. Able to share and indulge in the privacy and be building something that's very intimate with every partner that you're with. And to do that, you have to make these boundaries so that everyone feels at a very safe place, and they know that you're not going to share not only their secrets or their feelings with everyone, and you are also giving them the access that others don't receive. You see, so even when you're dating other people, there should be certain access to your time, access to your body, access to certain things that no one else should have unless they're with you and committing to you in the same fashion that the other partners are doing. Now, I'll say we're running on time slow here, but I'll just get into that. That doesn't mean your partners will be giving you all the same things, because that is not true. That's not true. Everyone is different. Everyone can give and receive different things. Some people want certain things, some people don't. So if you are in a poly relationship and it's your first time and you're coming from monogamy and you're seeing your partner interacting with other people, they may do things and act a little bit different or handle situations different with you because you're you. And they'll do that differently with their other partners too, because everyone is not the same. Not everybody needs the same thing or responds to the same thing. And so those things are very much different. And that's what makes it a very intimate, um, emotionally attaching interaction with these relationships. So I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. We're at but if you guys want to talk more about relationships, I'm going to be on E Black TV on YouTube, so you can check out his channel. We're going to be having a conversation about relationships. It's going to be great. If you guys want to follow me over there, that would be wonderful. It starts about 8:30. I'm going to get over there a little early, chitter chatter with him, set up everything. I appreciate it. Let me go ahead and look here. Um, And I don't know why this speaker is popping. I apologize for that, guys. But if you guys like and subscribe to the video, I appreciate it. I might have to redo it because it's popping. But either way, we're going to take care of you guys today with lots of love and energy, positivity today. You are great. You are amazing. And there's no one in this world like you. If you'd like to learn more about poly relationships or relationships in general and how to be a better person, by understanding others around you. Please check out some of the videos we have here and subscribe and be part of the Polly Wally Wally gang, right? And even if you're monogamous, learning about relationships and how everybody else functions is always positive. Learning is something that you can't say you didn't get anything from it. When you're learning, it's always positive. So we got to stand on that, right? So I will let you guys go. I appreciate your time. I'll check you out over there on Eat Black TV if you choose to come over. And you guys do great in everything you do. Okay.